What is happening, YouTube? Sweetie. So we're back again on the Top Hat Guy show, but not wearing the top hat. I got it. I'm sorry. Instead we're yeah, they just ate breakfast, so just give you one moment. I'm gonna be right back. Sorry about that. Okay, so back on track here. Alright. Here, I'll move forward. So, yes, back into the Jedi robe to speak some words from the character in Star Wars today that I get called that I look like all the time, Qui-Gon Jinn. In The Phantom Menace, he tells Anakin, right after Anakin is told that he will not become Jedi and trained by Qui-Gon Jinn because he's too old, and I'm pretty sure it's because they sense doubt and fear into him, but we can go on that anyways, but that's a whole Star Wars video that I don't know. Anyhow, not while we're exactly here. The words are, your focus determines your reality. So, what does that mean for what I'm applying it for? How I'm going to apply this philosophical term here, or phrase, if you will, is how it's prevalent in everyday life that I just see on so many people throughout my life. I mean, I can name so many names, but I'm not going to name drop in my videos. It's just rude. So, let me explain it. I see so many people who just draw all their focus to their work, put all their effort into their work, their their 40-hour week work, right? And so much so that when they get home, all they want to do is say their day has ended right there. They're not going to make any more progress in their day and put any forth any more effort. They're going to regenerate, and so they're ready for the next day to put all their fucking effort back into just their work. And even if you have your own business, right? Even if you have that and your own work isn't, like, all your effort is actually going to yourself, progressing yourself, you still can't just be nothing but work. You have to understand how to separate work life and real life, okay? And there's so many people in my life that I've seen who doesn't share the whole business thing, but instead what they do is they'll put all their effort into work, and then they get home and their day just completely ends. They won't do anything else. They'll go and consume entertainment. That's all they do. That is their life. Work and then entertainment. They don't go home, work on hobbies, work on making their self more intelligent, or researching, or like trying to create something new, trying to do extra activities outside. Don't even go walking or hiking or enjoying their life any other way than just consuming content inside. Just watching. For most females, I'm sorry to call y'all out here, but for most females, you get home from work and you doom scroll on TikTok. Tell me that ain't so. And I mean, guys, no different. I mean, no better anyways. They'll get home and they'll just play video games or watch a TV show all day. And we're both acceptable. Both sexes are acceptable to just get home and binging a show in the background while we still just doom scroll or play video games or whatever, right? If you let society get to that point where it's so compliant, all it does is work and then rest to just work again as a cycle, you might as well put chains on yourself. And I'm sorry to say that. That's terrible to say, but it's just true, because you're a slave to capitalism, guys. Welcome to slavery there. And that's awful. If you give your whole life to the people you work for, or even if that person is you, and you don't give any time to actually go out and like not even just enjoy things, experience things. Experience things you've never experienced before. Like, trying new experiences and things in life is what life is about, people. That's why it's like, and I'm not saying like go do crazy shit, like go make your own jackass or anything, although I gotta give it props to those boys. They made a living out of doing crazy shit. But I'm saying just go try something new that you never thought you would. If even the most minuscule, like woodworking or just some learning an instrument, anything, right? Like anything that isn't just coming home and just decompressing. I understand. I do. I understand needing some time to yourself to decompress and just take in the world and your experiences of the day, especially when you're working at a job that, let's be honest, you fucking hate, okay? You're doing it because you have to, because it's a job that you got, because the market is so fucking, so terrible that you feel like you're fucking hitting the jackpot just getting a job. That's what the fucking market is right now, by the way, and it's sad. It's terrible. But you know why it's like that? Because we are so fucking compliant. We don't stand up and do anything about it because we get home and all we do is decompress from the terrible reality we live in every day. That's what you all do. And I hate it because you don't know how to separate how you use the day. Humanity has lost the whole purpose, which is understanding time. Time and memories are the most important thing in this world. Memories between all of us. We built a society. That's what we've done. But you can't have a society of people who just come home and isolate themselves. And then they think they're social because they go on social media, but they don't even talk to people on social media. And when they do, they just spew their opinions. They can't even take in all the other perspectives. They just have their own and they want to just throw it down everyone else's throat. They think that they're not even spoon fed. They are freaking pumped to your freaking mouth and pumped full of propaganda and bullshit all day long from both ends of the spectrum of whatever you want to call freaking parties or whatever. All of it is just, it's terrible. And it's because everyone has lost their focus. And so that's become our reality. That's what our society has become because we have all lost our focus. And it breaks my heart that so many people have fallen to this. And there's so many more problems that I can talk about, but this is just the one that really underlines the advice that Qui-Gon Jinn gives Anakin Skywalker that day. When you let your life be consumed by fear from your government and from other governments and from just unknown problems that you can't even foresee, and you let that perpetuate your whole society to the point where it's practically ran by fear and you don't even realize it. Like, take for example, a perfect example here, kids in like the 80s, maybe even a little further back, but I'm gonna go stay with the 80s because that's kind of the time period I was told from my father that they would go out and they would play all day long outside. They would just be outside all day long. There wasn't really much there was, payphones here and there at some places, but for the most part, parents just trusted their kids to just go out and wander about until nighttime, and then the fucking light would come on, right? The porch light come on, you go inside. Was that not how it was? Tell me. If not, I could be wrong for some places, but for a good portion of childhoods, from what I've been told from people just a little older than I am, that seems to be what the case was, right? Today, and when I was growing up, my grandmother was so worried about people being kidnapped and killed and children getting kidnapped and murdered and all these awful things that, I got a cell phone way younger than I should have out of fear. because that's the kind of fear society pushed towards her to think this. And I mean, for the most part, she could have been right too. And that's the worst part about it too, is on one scale, her fear